Hey there everybody, it's Jason the Total Drama Fan, and I have a very exciting video for all you lovely people out there. You see, back in July, I made a video where I showed all of you who actually watched the video, DVDs and Blu-rays, that I said in that video I wasn't going to give their own reviews for, because I felt like there was nothing really worth talking about that I could have said, well, I couldn't have said in that video. And I basically gave my thoughts on each of the DVDs that I showed in that video, so there wouldn't be a point in doing separate reviews of them. So in this video, I'm doing pretty much the same thing, except that it's not going to be just that. It's also going to feature other non-DVD and Blu-ray stuff that I bought recently. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did getting all this stuff to add to my collection. Without further ado, let's get things started. So, since I guess you could consider this the other part of the video, so I figured I might as well show you all the stuff that aren't DVDs and Blu-rays first. And they're all in this Hot Topic bag, even though I didn't get every single one of these things at Hot Topic. First off, we have a pop vinyl figure of Sarah Sanderson from Hocus Pocus. I love Hocus Pocus. It, along with The Nightmare Before Christmas, are essential viewing for me every Halloween since 2016, when I started watching both movies together on Freeform. It used to be ABC Family, but to me, it's still going to be Freeform just because I like that name better than ABC Family. Plus, ABC Family wasn't really family-friendly contrary to what the name would suggest. With the exception of course, the Disney movies that they air. So, yeah. The reason why I picked this specific pop vinyl figurine when they have pops of all the Sanderson sisters, as you can see over here, is because Sarah is my favorite. And why is she my favorite? Because she's stupid. That's why. I don't know, I just laugh every time I see her do something ridiculously stupid in the movie. It's just something that no matter how many times I try, I can't help but laugh at her. So, yeah. That's really cool to have in my collection. And I might eventually get the other two Sanderson sister pops some point. But this was the main one I wanted because there was only one of each of them in the Hot Topic I went to. And like I said, Sarah's my favorite, so I wanted to get this one. So, yeah. Oh man, Hocus Pocus is also a movie that I need to remember to get on Blu-ray, especially since I found out a new special edition Blu-ray came out last Halloween. So, if I end up getting that Blu-ray, be on the lookout for an unboxing of it. I'm not guaranteeing anything, I am just bringing it up just in case. So, here is the front, top, bottom, left side, right side, and the back of the box that the pop comes in. Next off, we have another thing I got from Hot Topic, this really cool button. Yes, this is a real-life version of the I really wish I weren't here right now button that Squidward wears in the SpongeBob SquarePants episode Krusty Krab training video, which is in my top 5 favorite episodes of the entire show. I'd say that it would be in 3rd place, behind Band Geeks and Chocolate with Nuts, of course. So yeah, this is a really cool button to have, and I'm really glad that Hot Topic has this. They also had a bunch of other SpongeBob buttons, like a real-life button of Patrick saying, "Is mayonnaise an instrument?" from, of course, Band Geeks. And they also had one that was a picture of the Have You Seen the Snail poster from the very sad SpongeBob episode, well, Have You Seen the Snail, also known as Where's Gary? So yeah, this is a really, really cool button. This was the only one of it that they had left, like the only copy of it they had left. And so I'm really happy that I have this in my collection. Next off, I have 2 video games. Yeah, I don't really show video games on this channel because I'm not really that big of a video game person. Don't get me wrong, I play video games sometimes. It's just that I'm not, like, into video games as much as I am into cartoons. But I do have a couple of video game systems. I have a Wii U, I have a GameCube, I have the NES Plug and Play Classic over here, and I have, let me get it out, a Game Boy Advance SP right here. And you can see that I have Super Mario Land for the original Game Boy inside. Because for those of you who are Nintendo geeks like I am, because Nintendo has always been my favorite video game company, the Game Boy Advance is backwards compatible with games for the original Game Boy and the Game Boy Color. Which leads to this. So, this game here is the original Game & Watch Gallery. For those of you who don't know, the Game & Watch was a series of LCD games that Nintendo released back in the 80s. Think a Tiger Electronics, but better. A lot better. So this game compiles 4 of those LCD games together in a simulation version. I don't know exactly how it's presented, if I'm going to be honest. I can't tell if it's supposed to be like an emulator or if they recoded the entire thing from scratch. Because it's, like I said, it's kind of hard to tell because these were originally LCD games, but now they're on like an actual screen that you can switch games between, as opposed to the Game & Watch LCDs, of course, having only one game. So yeah, this is a really cool title to have, and you can see that it comes inside a protective Game Boy cartridge container. So I'm really happy I was able to find this. Of course, I didn't get this at Hot Topic. I got this at a stand in the mall where my Hot Topic is at, where here they sell a bunch of both used and new video games. And that same video game stand is also where I got, here, I forgot where I put it at. Here, let me pause the camera so I can get it out real quick. Alright, I found it. And the game in question is Cartoon Network Speedway for the Game Boy Advance. This is a really, really okay video game. It's basically a Mario Kart clone that features characters from older Cartoon Network shows, specifically Johnny Bravo, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Ed, Edd n Eddy, and Sheep in the Big City for some weird reason. Anyone else remember that show? Me and No Parking Barry, well, technically No Parking Barry and I, trying to be grammatically correct here, seem to be the only 2 people who even remember that show. So I'm a little bit surprised that the characters from that show are playable characters in this game. It's alright. It's not going to win any awards or anything like that, but you could go a lot worse with Mario Kart clones. So if you ever find this game cheap like I did, and I'd say go for it, especially if you love Cartoon Network as much as I do. So yeah, those are all the things that weren't DVDs that I got. So now we're going to be taking a look at the main attractions, the DVDs that I got. And just like with my DVD and Blu-ray haul video that I made back in July, which I mentioned about which I mentioned earlier in the video, I am going to be showing the packaging for each release and giving my brief thoughts on each release. Alrighty, so first off, we have Adventures of the Gummy Bears, the very first TV show to be produced by Disney. Well, technically, that's not entirely true. You could say that it's the first show produced by Disney TV Animation, since Disney already had their anthology series for decades prior to this show premiering, but even that's technically not true, because it's actually tied in first with another 80s cartoon, The Wuzzles. But let's be honest, that show is even more obscure than Sheep in the Big City, so I guess not that many people are complaining about me making that error earlier in the video. But anyway, Adventures of the Gummi Bears is a really good show, and it definitely was a promising start for Disney's TV animation division. This DVD box set has the first 3 seasons on it. And it's inside a box set in which each disc has their own individual slim case. Inside, well, our board box, of course. At least my copy does. They did reissue this in 2013 inside a standard-sized DVD case, kind of like what they did with some of the other older Disney TV shows, like DuckTales and Tailspin and Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers and Darkwing Duck. But unlike those other DVDs, they never really gave this DVD set another release afterwards. So, I honestly don't mind this that I have this box set version, even though I have the standard-sized DVD case reissues of most of the other Disney cartoon shows from the late 80s and early 90s on DVD, simply because this was the only DVD for the Gummi Bears that ever got released. My opinion on this DVD set is basically the same as every other Disney TV show from the late 80s and early 90s that I own on DVD, specifically DuckTales, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, Goof Troop, and Darkwing Duck. The AV quality isn't the best, and there are no special features whatsoever, but you do get a very large amount of episodes on the DVD, and I recommend it for just that alone. This DVD says that it has a total of 47 episodes, but most of the Gummi Bears' episodes are they consist of 11-minute segments, and this DVD set lists each 11-minute segment as an individual episode. So the whole thing totals to about 29, 22-minute long episodes. So yeah, not that bad of a deal. Especially when you consider that I got this for just $14. So yeah, really happy to have this in my collection, even though it probably isn't going to be that spectacular of a collection anymore, since the entire series of this show is going to be on Disney+, which I just found out a couple of days ago. So yeah. But still, it is nice to have it on DVD. So here's the front, top, bottom, left side, right side, and the back of the box. And here are the cases for each individual disc. Here is the disc 1 with Gruffy Gummi. And this is something that I find to be a very odd situation. You see, this DVD comes with an insert that allows parents to win a Disney preschool DVD library of their choice. Of course, because when I think Gummi Bears, I automatically think JoJo's Circus, Bear in the Big Blue House, The New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, and Little Einsteins. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to insult any of those shows. In fact, those shows were practically my childhood when they were on Playhouse Disney, which of course is now Disney Junior, but to me it will always be Playhouse Disney. So, but still, it doesn't belong in this DVD set, which is for a TV show that was over 20 years old when this DVD set originally came out in 2006. So it shows that Disney clearly had no idea who was buying these DVDs. You may be thinking that I'm getting a little bit too worked up over an insert, but it just shows you how clueless Disney is when it comes to releasing their older TV shows on DVD. And no, this isn't some sort of insert that someone else put in here. This was actually in the original printing of this DVD set, according to a review on a website called Dividizzy. So, yeah, so this is indeed one of the oldest printings of this box set. Well, I mean, it's cool that I got, like, an original copy of this DVD set, but, you know, that insert isn't really something to write home about. So here is the case for Disc 2, featuring Zummigummy. And here is the actual disc. And finally, here is the case for Disc 3, featuring Cubby Gummy. And here's the actual disc inside. Next off, we have another DVD for a Disney TV animation show. And that DVD is Phineas and Ferb, Animal Agents. You guys don't need to know right in this video that Phineas and Ferb is my all-time favorite Disney show ever, as well as one of my top 5 favorite cartoons, period. Because I think I've told you guys about this before. But correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Still, I'm really happy to have this show in another DVD release. This is the 3rd DVD of the show that I bought. The first one being The Days of Summer, which was the 2nd DVD for the show, and the 2nd DVD that I bought being the 1st DVD for the show, The Fast and the Phineas. Sorry if I'm confusing anybody here, but it's kind of a bit amusing that I got the 2nd DVD for Phineas and Ferb first, and the 1st DVD for Phineas and Ferb second. So, this is a really cool DVD release because it focuses on each agent from OWCA, Organization Without a Cool Acronym. Oh man, that always cracks me up as well. Yeah. So there are a bunch of miscellaneous episodes, and they're all pretty good. However, there is one problem with this DVD set. Well, technically there are 2. First is the special features. The only special features that are on this DVD, besides trailers, if you count that as extras, are some Take-Two with Phineas and Ferb shorts that aired on Disney Channel during commercial breaks. Basically, it's Phineas and Ferb crudely animated in Flash, interacting with characters from other Disney Channel shows, as well as real-life celebrity guest stars. It's not the worst thing ever, and I did find most of the shorts to be pretty entertaining, but I kind of wish that there was more on here. Also, the other problem, which I consider to be a much bigger problem, is that most of the episodes that are on this DVD set, with the only exception really being the 2-part Where's Perry special, which consists of one 22-minute episode for each part, are actually just 11-minute segments. Yet every single episode listed on this DVD set has the show's intro, and it gets really repetitive really fast. Like, for this review, I binged through the entire DVD using Fast Play. Yeah, I must be one of the 5 people in the world who actually uses that feature on the Disney DVDs. And it got really painful to have to watch the show's opening again and again and again every 11 minutes. Don't get me wrong, I love the theme song for Phineas and Ferb. And I can recite the entire thing from memory, but I'm not going to do that in this video because I don't want to insult your ears or anything like that. But if you guys ever want me to start doing a video series where I sing cartoon theme songs, kind of like what Mr. Doobs does, let me know in the comments, though I'm not sure if you guys really want to see that. But it's still very frustrating because I get tired of it about 4 or 5 segments in. But you guys may be thinking, oh, can't you skip the intro by pressing the skip button on your remote? Actually, I can't. Yeah, hitting the skip button on the remote doesn't skip just the intro. It skips the entire 11-minute segment, which is very frustrating. So, yeah, I'm not really a big fan of that. But overall, I'd say that this is a pretty nice release. So if you're a fan of Phineas and Ferb, and want to have it on DVD any way you can, I definitely recommend picking this up, as well as the other Phineas and Ferb DVDs. However, if you're waiting for a full season set for the show, don't keep your hopes up, because even though I would really love to see a complete series or individual season releases for Phineas and Ferb, kind of like the complete series set for Gravity Falls that was released by Shout Factory, it seems very unlikely that it's going to happen at this rate, because it's been over a year since Gravity Falls' complete series Blu-ray was released. But you know, I could be wrong. So anyway, here's the front, spine, and the back. Here is the listings for each individual episode, because for some weird reason the camera isn't focusing too good. And here is the inside. One thing that I really like about this DVD set, well, technically it's not a DVD set because it's only one disc, is that it's actually not in an EcoBox case. The case is actually very thick and durable, and I'm really happy that Disney decided to do that for the single disc DVD release. And they actually put artwork inside the case because it's a clear case. Sure, it is a little kiddie game, because it's like basically look for these items in this image here. But you know, I still really like the artwork inside the case despite its pandering nature. So here is the disc, and unfortunately, but not surprisingly, it is a boring gray disc, like most of Disney's DVDs nowadays. And here is the Disney Movie Rewards Code insert. Nothing really surprising there. And last, but oh boy, not least, for my pickups, I have Cartoon Network Halloween 3, Sweet Sweet Fear. Kind of a bit interesting. A clever case of bookends, if I might add. Because the last thing that I showed that wasn't a DVD or Blu-ray, well, technically wasn't a DVD because there aren't any Blu-rays in this video, was a Cartoon Network related item. And the last DVD that I'm showing you guys in this video is a Cartoon Network DVD. Coincidence? I think not. Yeah, it was definitely intentional. So, yeah. This is a really, really nice DVD, because it has some pretty good episodes, some of which haven't been released on DVD since, because Cartoon Network does a very horrible job of releasing their TV shows on DVD. They're just as bad as Disney. Most of their TV shows only get 1 or 2 DVD releases, if even that. But it is a little bit upsetting because most of the episodes on this DVD set aren't actually Halloween themed. Instead, they are either horror themed or, because this DVD is called Sweet Sweet Fear, candy themed. I mean, it is a really nice DVD, don't get me wrong. It has some really awesome artwork, as you can see over here, menus, and it gives me oodles of nostalgia from watching Cartoon Network back in the late 2000s. But, you know, it's not the most spectacular DVD. So this is the very first of the 3 Halloween Cartoon Network DVDs that I bought. The reason why I don't have Cartoon Network Halloween 1 or 2 is because I think they're out of print now, so they're a bit hard to find. Which is why I'm glad I was able to get this at Rasputin's, the store that sells used CDs, DVDs, and Blu-rays that I've talked about before in my 4 years of being on YouTube for $4. So I thought this was a pretty good deal. Another cool thing about this DVD set, I'll show you as I show you the package. So here's the front, spine, and the back. You can see that it has an episode of The Life and Times of Juniper Lee, which is awesome because Juniper Lee is, in my opinion, one of the most underrated Cartoon Network shows ever. Even more underrated than Sheep in the Big City, in my opinion. So, I'm really happy that they at least gave it one DVD release. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. And I also have another DVD that they released for the show. A very rare DVD sampler for Cartoon Network that was released for their summer 2005 event, which most people say is the best era of Cartoon Network, period. So I'm really happy that I have that DVD sampler. In fact, here is that DVD sampler right here. And you can see that Juniper Lee is indeed pictured on the disc, letting you know that it is indeed, well, it indeed has an episode of Juniper Lee's show on it. So, without further ado, let's open the case for this DVD. So, here's the inside. Has some pretty nice looking artwork on the disc of Mac from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, high on sugar. Sugar! Sugar, sugar, sugar! Ah! And here is so it has an insert, which is pretty cool. So let me get it out. So the insert advertises other Cartoon Network DVDs that were available or were going to be released at around the same time that this DVD came out. So the insert advertises these DVDs that were currently available at the time that this one came out. Cartoon Network Halloween 1 and 2, Cartoon Network Christmas 1 and 2, and Ed, Edd n Eddy Volumes 1 and 2. I have both of those DVDs. I have Volume 1 individually, and Volume 2 as part of the 4 Kid Favorites Cartoon Network Hall of Fame Collection Volume 1. As well as some advertisements for video games, for the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, and Ed, Edd n Eddy. And then the top advertises other Cartoon Network DVDs that were going to be released in fall of 2006, which is when this DVD came out. So, the things that are advertised are Cartoon Network Christmas 3, Ed, Edd n Eddy, the complete first season, which I actually have in my collection right over here. And finally, Cartoon Network Fridays, the official DVD for the Friday night block that Cartoon Network used to air from 2004 up until 2007. And the back of the insert is basically a reprise of the artwork that's on the back cover. It has the same listings, the same thumbnails, and only one new image. So, yeah, that's pretty much what this DVD has to offer. So, yeah, that's everything. So you guys may be wondering, what am I going to do for my merchandise collection videos after this? Well, I actually am starting to work on a school project, so I might not be able to upload as many videos as I used to for at least a couple of weeks because I want to get some work done on that project. It's for my English class. I have to come up with a hero's journey tale. And I'll probably share it with you guys at some point. Not anytime soon, but you know, if I ever get bored, I'll do it. So, once I return to YouTube to do something other than Total Drama episodes, because those videos are still going to be uploaded regularly, because they're pretty easy to upload, I'm going to be doing a video on my complete Disney TV animation collection for shows like Gummy Bears, DuckTales, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, Darkwing Duck, Goof Troop, Kim Possible, and Phineas and Ferb, plus Gravity Falls. And then after I do that video, if I don't have any other video plans, I'm going to be doing a video on my complete Cartoon Network DVD collection, because I have a lot of really cool DVDs for Cartoon Network, some of which are pretty rare, including, yes, that DVD sampler over here. So, I'm hoping that you guys will be able to enjoy that video an awful lot. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Be sure to comment on the video if you want to. And let me know what your favorite classic Cartoon Network show is. Mine is Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, with Dexter's Laboratory and the original Powerpuff Girls in close second and third, respectively. So, until next time, this is Jason the Total Drama Fan signing off.